and welcome, lovely folk. This is going to be the Cancerian zodiac monthly reading, and I would like to preface with stating my reasoning on doing my readings the way that I do them. So I like to do the zodiac monthlies just after. That's why it might seem a little late, as in for the start of the month, but I do them just after the new moon. I go by the lunar calendar with it because I do feel you can connect more with the zodiac signs within that new moon period, and also because of building up with the moon cycle there. And of course the new moon is about dissolving and preparing and going forward in progress and building up with that moon, to then the full moon being about observing, seeing everything in the light, and what you need to now break down, and things that you would like to change heading towards that new moon again. And then I do, on the full moon, a pick a card reading. I feel people's intuition and instincts are heightened around the full moon, so it makes that a little bit easier for those who need the boost to connect with their intuition and pick a card. But of course, always just trust what you feel, trust your gut. The first thing that really vibes with you and pops out at you for the pick-a cards. And for the zodiac, I want to say that it doesn't necessarily have to be your rising or your sun or moon. I find that the full zodiac is really within all of us, in different ways, be our chakras or our different organs and different bodily systems, different parts of the brain even. There's many ways that they all connect to us, and I do find perhaps looking at your placements, your houses specifically, you can always view through that scope and that lens of what house might be for that, what the house might be for that zodiac sign. But also with that, the okay, this just came through. Breathe. Before we even start, okay, I was struggling to remember what I was going to say there, and I just sort of stopped breathing for a second, trying so hard to remember, and it's just kind of a reminder to breathe, that you do your best thinking when you connect with your breath more. So perhaps connect with that more. And if you ever catch yourself in a moment where you're like, you almost get anxiety about forgetting something or not being able to think of something, just let it go. It'll come to you, but just focus on breathing, because your mind works better when you are breathing. When you stop breathing, you're not going to, it's not going to come to you as well, as easily. But yeah, so let's just dive into your reading. Whatever it is, welcome. We have Star Dragons Oracle cards that we'll begin with. The Sacred Web Tarot, And then I'll be clarifying with this deck that was gifted to me. I believe it's called the Enchanted Tarot. And then the Queen of the Moon Oracle and the Moonology deck as well. And let's go ahead and get started. You know what? Give me 1 second. I am going to turn this down a little bit. Okay. So sorry about that. Perhaps also take some time in quiet and peace and solitude. The loudness of the background music was kind of distracting me, so perhaps you need to get rid of some distractions. Alright. Spirit guides and angels, messages for Cancerians here, please. What is it Cancer need to know here? Messages for Cancerians, please. It also feels very chaotic right now, so perhaps also you just need to take some quiet time just to sort of settle a little bit more. Spirit guides and angels. Okay. We have here inspiration. This came out for, I believe it was Gemini as well. May have been Taurus. I think it was Gemini. Healing, restoring hope. And this is 18. I'm getting trusting your intuition. I'm also feeling a lot of guided energy, especially all these cards very much so are giving that. Right, and then we have wisdom, asking questions. So yeah, all of these are very much so about guidance in a way. I do feel called to maybe talk about this fluorite. Fluorite is actually a wonderful stone for Cancerians specifically. So perhaps look into fluorite. It's also what where toothpaste, like the images we have with toothpaste, why they often put the little strip of color. I don't know if you see that as much anymore, but how they used to have the little strip of color in the tubes when the paste came out. I mean, I think it was partially to make it look like a peppermint, but also fluorite has those bands as well. And fluorite is like wonderful for the teeth and calcifying. Fluoride, you know, comes from fluorite. Now fluoride, you know, there's a lot to discuss there. You don't want to over calcify your body, but also, you know, you do want to calcify in balance. So this also is giving me an energy of strengthening, fortifying, protection, guidance, clarity, and the fact that mint also specifically for the mind, like perhaps aromatherapy using mint to clarify your mind. Maybe when you take time to breathe, use aromatherapy as well. If you have actual spearmint or mint of some form growing, perhaps using that. Okay, let's get into the tarot here. Perhaps there's some kind of inner conflict going on. I'm also kind of getting rest, just to take some rest. You might have been pushing it. Alright. Tarot for Cancerians here. What do Cancerians need to know? Spirit guides and angels, thank you for your messages. What do Cancers need to know for their highest self? Yeah, I'm getting you're taking on a lot, and it's perhaps making you feel a little chaotic. I think you will ease through it. It's just, you gotta take that rest. Spirit guides and angels messages for Cancerians, please. Messages for Cancerians. Perhaps also you feel like things aren't moving. Even though I think you're putting the work in, but you might just not be feeling an outcome. Spirit guides and angels. Now this is just what I'm feeling. Let's see what is actually here. You know what, that's too much. We'll look through them. These might be for you. Okay. So the universe, which is the world reversed, the star, which is about healing, 6 of Cups reversed, letting go of the past. There's that inner conflict that I was feeling. The Sun. I think that's about things being illuminated for your better good. The High Priestess reversed. Yeah, about healing your trust with your intuition again. Student of Air, so the Page of Swords. That's going to be about reaching out. We did get wisdom asking questions, so I think it's also kind of about just learning. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. And letting go of these blocks that you have around money. Money is not money is simply a tool, a extension. It's not the source of all evil. It's simply an extension. It's stepping stones. It's not the enemy here. I think you might feel the heavy greed in the world. Like the heavy sense of that, but know that there's a lot of people who care deeply and do their best, and there are people who do good, wonderful things with money. Money is not the issue. The Hangman reversed. So yeah, you're not taking time to rest. And it's really going to be important to take some time to rest, to get your strength back. Yeah, this is again tying to that. You're not budging on this stance that you have with money being an issue, but money itself is not the issue. Source of Earth, this is the Queen of Pentacles. So I do ultimately see that you are learning to let go of that and see the abundance in the world and know that it's okay, and that the important thing is what you do with it, your growth. Let me see these real quick. Okay, there's that tree again. And we have here the Devil card. So your instincts might be extra heightened right now, which is a good thing. You are in a place where you are very magnetic, and that's why things just feel extra heightened right now. But it's causing you to consume a lot. So, and again with that feeling of you might be spending too much. So know that it's okay. Be gentle with yourself. But just, you're learning right now how to balance things out, how to balance your view out. And to allow things to grow from there. So it's just been a period of kind of learning how to tap into that instinct without desire becoming a threat. This here is the Four of Swords. Perhaps part of this is because you need rest. Your mind has kind of been at rest, even though you're not fully getting that rest, if that makes sense. Like, you're not looking at these things as much because you're not looking at what you're over consuming, or maybe you are, but you're just sort of running from it because I see this thought being like laid down. You're laying down that thought because you feel like you just have to keep moving forward. But taking some time to rest and really look at it all is actually going to help you. Don't be afraid to be real with yourself. You can be real with yourself and still be gentle. I think that's a huge lesson of self-love, is learning how to be able to constructively criticize. I don't love the word criticize, even in constructive form, but for lack of a better phrase there. But yeah, to like be able to observe it without, being hard on yourself about it, and understanding it's okay. It's just a lesson. I'm kidding. I just actually saw this yesterday. This came from Gemini with a scene came up from The Lion King, Remember Who You Are, and with that, at the end of the scene, Rafiki hits Simba with the staff, and Simba's like, ow, and then it said, that hurts, and Rafiki says, oh yes, the past can hurt, but the way I see it is you can either run from it or you can learn from it. So the Ten of Wands in reverse, this again is kind of about running from responsibilities because you feel perhaps chaotic and like you have to lay down your thoughts just to get by and push forward, and just taking on too much has caused you to lay down certain thoughts that you perhaps need to look at. And this is the Hierophant in reverse. So definitely something that you're not looking at. You're refusing this lesson in a way. So go ahead and look at it. It's been trying to show you something. There's a lesson here for you, and there's something you can take from it. Like Rafiki, you can either run from the past or learn from it. Let's go ahead and get your challenge here. This is more the energy that you've been in. So let's see. Because I do feel like you are healing and trying to do something about it. So with wisdom, asking questions, that's going to help you, but I did just also get one of the things is it's about asking the right questions. Oh, what am I thinking of? There's like an old Zen saying, maybe? I'll have to search for it and put it here if I can find it. but something about asking the right questions. Alright, let's see. Cancerian's challenge here, please. What does Cancer need to know about their challenge here? Spirit guides and angels. Challenge for Cancerian, please. Perhaps you also feel like there's been a deadline, and that's why you've been feeling kind of on a one-track mind and laying down other thoughts that might be important, but you know, you're trying to prioritize, which is good, but don't, you know, put yourself first. Don't prioritize your work or anything above your whole well-being. I had a feeling that was going to come out. Okay, so we have the star here again, which is again about healing. Purple is really kind of coming through purple waters. So for one, getting in the water is going to help connect you with your intuition. As a Cancerian, that is very strongly true. I mean all water signs, but I have a water spot that I like to go to. If you have one, if you don't, perhaps find one. If you have one, perhaps it'll help you to go to it and think while you're there. Otherwise, maybe just taking baths, going swimming, just water sounds even. This also just reminded me, I'm thinking of sacrifice. It reminded me of Princess Yue from Avatar, when she sacrifices to give the energy that was given to her back to the moon. Perhaps you've been making a lot of sacrifices and it's causing you to feel a little disconnected from your intuition. But don't doubt your intuition. That's very important. Just try to reconnect with yourself more. Get in the water. Two of Wands. That's again about I'm actually seeing a creative energy with this. You might feel blocked in your creativity, but ultimately creating is going to help you. Take some time to, you know, what do you like to do? Paint or draw, sketch, you know, just anything, any form of being creative. We're all creative beings, but you might find inspiration while you're creating. Sometimes we want inspiration to come to us to create, but I see you actually getting inspiration as you create. So this is the Tower reversed. So you've been resisting change. You've been going to your comfort zone a little bit too much, perhaps, which I completely feel you. I relate as well. You think Cancerians are notorious for it, but and I am also a Cancerian here. So you're being called to step out of that comfort zone and maybe take a course, a class just on the side, just something to really get the ball rolling and spark new ideas, new vitality in you. The Empress reversed. Oh no, apologies. This is the Three of Wands reversed. Yeah. You're definitely being called to stop waiting for inspiration to hit you and instead to invoke it by getting into the energy in ways to start the ball so that it can get rolling. I'm seeing like a snowball effect that once you get the ball rolling, things will really come to you. And 10 of Swords, we had another 10, didn't we? Yeah, the 10 of Wands here. And the 10 of Swords reversed. So definitely get the ball rolling. Something has ended, something has changed within you through that ending. And perhaps you felt stagnated in that because you feel like you need to heal, but it's going to be healing as you do things. Alright, outcome for Cancerians, please. What is the outcome for Cancerians, please? Okay. So we have the Two of Cups here. So I do see you ultimately healing and reconnecting with yourself, getting that inspiration, filling your cup and letting it overflow, and appreciating your uniqueness and seeing what you have to offer to this world, because you're a lovely being and you have so much to offer, so much potential here. I see a good balance between a lot of that creative fire energy, intellect. I've seen a lot of pentacle energy come out before, and there's you're a very watery being, so much potential, just life wanting to emerge from you. And it's just about taking that step. Soon as you take that step, it's going to be reflected back at you. So the Five of Swords. So it won't be without its challenges. I think you might get in your own way sometimes. So it's going to be about making sure you balance work and play, you rest, and take action just as much, like keep a good balance between that so that you don't get in your own way. I think you need to stay active, but make sure you give yourself rest, but also it will be rejuvenating doing things, taking action towards different things, and learning. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse here. So you are going to allow yourself to walk through the unknown and spark that creativity, and to you're going to look at your thoughts that you have laid down. I think that's another big thing here. You are going to look at that and see what's blocking you with it, and give yourself the love that you need through this to heal. We have the Lovers reversed here. So focus on giving yourself love. Know that ultimately the love we give ourselves is what will reflect back to us. So focus on self-love and self-care right now. And we have, is this the wheel? Yeah, I believe this is the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So I'm getting more about rest here. Know that it's okay to stray off from your path sometimes. Maybe you're on the wrong path. I mean, I don't think there is truly a wrong path. I think we, take the route we're meant to take to see different things, to get to that main path. That I think we're meant to take every road that we travel, because there's different things there through all of it. But, to get to that main route, I think that you've had to take some other paths. Also, I'm getting, remember that I'm getting that phrase, tempting fate. So it's like, remember that ultimately, like, yes, there are, gravity points where fate is entirely out of our control and things are meant to happen, but we do have to take the wheel as well. It's just like driving, like say you hit a bump or you hit some ice or you're trying to avoid some accident, sometimes like there are things that are meant to happen, these things that are these obstacles, these challenges, these wonderful points of directional change. But sometimes people swerve and try to avoid that. Like, if you're trying to avoid an accident, perhaps that's a good thing. Like you're swerving and taking control of the wheel and straightening yourself out, but like it's something's like on the ice, it's out of your control. However, you can make sure that you handle the wheel, that you're able to guide yourself through that in a way. So don't rely too much. I'm also getting that that story. I don't condone any, or not condone, that's probably not the right word. It is my belief, let's put it that way, it is my belief that all beliefs are valid and important, that they're all here for a purpose. And learning, I think it's important to learn to love all cultures, all religions, and to see the wholeness of it all. And you know, of course, dogmatic practices occur. Of course, you know, people can attach to ideologies and different things, but and allow, you know, these are things that are just happen. They form in time, and you know, it's a part of life. I think we all go through attachments personally, and you know, it's part of the experience of learning to awake. So I think religions are wonderful and cultures are beautiful and all part of the experience. But but it is my belief to believe in all of them holistically and accept conflicts, that it's part of the human condition, but that it doesn't, you don't have to adhere to anything. It's our power, our will to love ourselves and all beings, and to, if we choose to connect to that, you know, it'd be a wonderful world if we all did, but just realistically, you know, we're all in different places on our journey and have different attachments, different ideas and beliefs, and that's beautiful too, because that, you know, shows we get to see the world in all of its unique, like a kaleidoscope, all of its unique different phases and different gatherings, different points of gravity. I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say, but anyways, while we can, or while I am, the reason I'm saying that is because I am getting a story, but I believe it's attached to the Christian faith. It's the story where there's a flood, and somebody, this was also a Simpsons episode, maybe I'm just thinking of that, but there's a flood, and they're on the rooftop, and somebody goes by on a boat, and, oh, hey, do you need help? And the person is like, oh, no, I'm fine, God's gonna save me. And then another person comes by some other way, and, oh, do you need help? And, oh, no, God's gonna save me, I'm fine. And so they keep praying and praying for God to save them. The flooding gets worse, and they end up drowning, and when they reach the afterlife and they speak to God, they ask, like, oh, why didn't you come save me? And God said, I sent this person, I sent two people, why didn't you, save yourself? Why, I did save you, I did attempt to save you. So, and I don't like giving a word to the wholeness, the ultimate, there's so much, words are just symbols and descriptions and echoes and that ricochet of sound, they're not complete. So I feel like there's no true word to really express the wholeness. So I don't like saying God even, but you know, that idea. But yeah, the idea here is that you, sometimes you gotta take the wheel and save yourself, because there are things being given to you. You just might not be seeing them because you are so focused on other things. But yes, let's go ahead and clarify just a little bit here. I'm going to do a short clarification because this was pretty straightforward. Alright, can you clarify any more messages for Cancerians here? Any more messages for Cancerians? King of Swords, you are the master of your mind. What you focus on is going to be what unfolds, so be mindful of what you focus on and take the wheel. Any messages for Cancerians here? Seven of Swords. Yeah, this is kind of clarifying all of this, that there's something you might be deceiving yourself on. Something that you keep laying down that thought, which I think you're doing so out of what you feel like is necessity, but ultimately for your self, for your highest self, it'll help you to look at this. Any more clarifying for Cancerians here? Any more messages for Cancerians here? These really were flying out. Okay, I think you don't have the strength. It's hard for you to feel like you can muster the strength. You're just tired. You're just very tired. So try to focus on your sleep hygiene and getting good rest. That's going to help you. You have the strength. Like, this coming out just says you do have the strength. It's just about giving yourself what you need. Alright, let's get the Queen of the Moon Oracle here. For the lovely Cancerians here. I love that because you guys were ruled by the moon. And so also, if you don't already, it might be helpful to connect with the moon and the phases. Like, so if you don't know, the moon, the new moon is always going to be the same sign as the zodiac sign that it's in, like the month. And the full moon is always going to be the opposite. You probably feel very strongly around whatever, like the sign that it is, around the time of the new moon and the full moon. I actually, as a kid, would always, I didn't understand why I always felt so different. With over time I learned it was from the moon phases and being a Cancerian. I have 3 Cancerian placements. I'm very strongly Cancerian and a lot of water. And I would change my room every month. And I didn't really understand why I did it, but I just always felt the need to change my room every month as a kid. And I was this tiny kid pushing all my furniture around, my heavy furniture, every single month. And I always just also felt so different every few days, and I didn't realize it was the moon going into a new sign. It gave me incredible empathy. Alright, what messages for Cancerians here? Oh yeah, but you might benefit from looking into that more, and what I spoke on at the beginning of the reading with the moon, basing things sort of around the moon and its phases might help you. Also, something that might give you a boost of energy. It helped me in the past. I don't always do this, and I don't condone this unless you know where you are at with your health. I would get either track with an app what your nutrients look like. They have wonderful apps where they'll tell you all your, I really like, what is that app called? Crone. I'll go ahead and put it up here. But it gives you a very detailed look at, you input your food, and it gives you a very detailed look at breaking down all of the nutrients that you're getting off of the food. Because you want to make sure you're very well balanced with your nutrients. You don't want to be in any deficits if you do this, but it is fasting with the moon. So sometimes it's good to do it around the full moon, because at that point, your instincts are very high. A lot of people eat more around the full moon because your cravings get higher, because that instinct is higher, desire is higher as well. And when you fast with it, you don't get that as much, and then you don't just overeat. And it's also just it's observed in many cultures to do this as well. And it's, yeah, I remember getting a huge boost of energy. But you first do want to make sure that you are in a healthy place before doing that, because you can really harm yourself otherwise. You do not want to have a deficit in some nutrient and, make that even worse. Wisdom again here. So it's a period of gaining wisdom. Again, I'm getting about following moon cycles, so that might be something that you're gaining wisdom on. Understanding yourself more. But definitely perhaps taking a course, studying spirituality or astrology, I'm getting even. But also I'm getting that you are being guided. So this will be unique for everybody. So, just kind of tap into your intuition, allow things that come to you. Just keep a very open, aware mind and look into things. And let's go ahead and get your numerology here. Alright, numerology for Cancerians here. What do the Cancerians need to know? Oh no. Your hard work is paying off. So if you felt like you've been doing so much work and it's not being recognized, or it hasn't come into full fruition yet, or what have you, whatever it is for you, know that it is paying off. You're not doing it for naught. It is going to work out for you. So keep taking action. Keep stepping towards it. you're very close to achieving your goal. So yeah, you know, that kind of really confirms that. I want to say affirm. That really affirms that. We're going to look at and get an affirmation card for you as well. A win-win outcome is forecast. We got this for Gemini as well, I believe. You might have Gemini placements, because we have had a couple things there, but also just know that this is working out for you. Things will reflect back at you. This 22 is calling to me 2 of Cups. So yeah, definitely everything is going to reflect back at you, so trust that. Let's get you an affirmation card. Yeah, that was another thing. I felt called with Gemini to do an affirmation card as well. So affirmations are going to help you as well. Like perhaps set your own. Like you need to find some that are going to be beneficial for you. If you write them down and put them on a bathroom mirror, or you know, wherever you look, it's best when you've like first woken up or going to sleep, so perhaps next to your bed, but someplace you're actually going to see them and read them. But also I'm going to record them. Perhaps record them, listen to them as you're going to sleep, or it's going to be important to do it in your own voice. There is some apps, I've used one in the past. I'm actually feeling kind of called to do this myself as well. That allows you to record affirmations, but I'm sure any recording app will do. Alright, messages for Cancerians here. Messages for Cancerians here. Messages for Cancerians here. I'm gonna get that card that fell, but I do feel like there's another card. Messages for Cancerians here. There we go. Okay, we have I am strong and resilient. I knew something more about strength was coming. I am strong and resilient. Think of a situation when you showed strength. How did you feel? How did you recover? Acknowledge that every situation you surpass only makes you stronger and more resilient. So you do have the strength. Get some rest, revitalize. Do things that'll boost your energy. It doesn't just have to be rest, because I do see you getting energy off of other forms of creation and tapping into yourself. But rest also is going to be important. I release all negative thoughts about the past and all worries about the future. Why worry about something that hasn't happened yet when you can just as easily choose to believe that it will all work out? So trust that you have a win-win outcome coming. You do. So just trust that things are happening in divine timing, and sometimes things are out of your control, but take control of what you can, the things that you do have control over, because they're going to help really magnetize you even further in the right ways. I allow myself to love who I am, not who I think I should be. If you take away all the who I should be, what is left? This is again asking the right questions. So this is, if you take away all the who I should be, what is left? You start hearing the silence, the present, and you receive a gift. So again, that's about taking time to be quiet. I had that at the beginning of the reading. You know, turning off any sounds, stepping away, getting to a place where you can just be in the silence and just be present and allow what comes in to come in. Really tap into your intuition there and connect with your heart. Peace of mind. Love and embrace who you are right now. So, you know, love every step of the journey. You know, the journey is the present. And you know, I think you give love, so much love for anybody in any place that they're at. I think you're very accepting of all peoples and no matter what their past is, so do that with yourself. Love yourself and forgive yourself and allow yourself to be who you are right now, even flaws and all. Love your flaws because they're a beautiful part of shaping who you are. Alright, let's get your roots or your charms here. Whoa. Okay, this is about getting that clarity. It's just going where it wants to go. A butterfly for transformation. And giving yourself grace. And connecting with innocence, that youthfulness. We have a plane, so travel for some, but for it's also just about elevating yourself to new heights. Oh, I'm getting a barrel roll. That plane trick where people do the barrel roll. Which is about, you know, the spiral. It's about wholeness. But also you are in control of your mind. You are the maestro, the master of your mind. I got maestro with this, is it a treble clef? It's actually reminding me of, I said in the Gemini reading, how everybody's heartbeats are happening all at once in this world. All the animals, like, there's so many heartbeats happening in this world all at once. And how beautiful that is, the symphony. It's like a bass line. And all of our unique voices, all of our unique stories, you know, creating the verses of the universe. So I'm getting to appreciate your uniqueness again here. The horse, so also that plane, you know, all this is about just moving forward. And just taking action is going to... Oh, I just got the cow leapt over the moon. I'll have to find that nursery rhyme. Is that... I swear that ran away with the spoon. The fork and the ladle, is that what it, and something ran away with the spoon, and the cow jumped over the moon. I can't remember the whole thing. I'll have to put up that nursery rhyme as well. There might be something there for you, but just movement is going to get the ball rolling. This little rainbow is about just embracing your uniqueness again. I got this little light of mine that's come before, I believe. But also loving yourself, flaws and all. Yeah. We have the Cancerian medallion, which is kind of beautiful. It's again about loving yourself, but also perhaps looking into your placements. And it's also just about the imagination, creativity, giving yourself that empathy that you give others. Oh, it's the Triskelus key, which again, yeah, the key is just movement. Just taking any step, and it's going to lead you in the right direction. And even if you were to if you fear taking the wrong step, like you're being guided, no matter what step you take, any movement forward is going to be progressive, and you're finding your way through action. You might take different pathways, and that's fine. That's beautiful. Alright, and we have runes here as well. I sort of love the sounds that they make. And I've been saying you have to bear with me with these, as I am new to this, so my pronunciations and taking some time with it. So we have here Lagoose, which is lake, water. I'm again getting about a water spot being a huge place where you can let go of things and think with clarity. And tapping into your intuition, like it'll help you tap into your intuition, going to that water place or just connecting with water more. I guess this technically would be Merkstav. What I'm getting from that though is more so that that's how you feel. You feel kind of disconnected, but you are clearly finding yourself. But you might feel disconnected from your intuition. You have a lot of psychic abilities, and I think you are going to connect to that more. And then we have here Kano, which is creative, fire, light. So I think that again is about needing rest before you take action, but then action is also going to be what rejuvenates you. and sparks creativity, but balancing, you know. Apologies that cut out there. But yeah, so balancing with this, the fact that it landed on the Triskalis and the rainbow is going to be about new perspectives, and just moving forward is going to really push you forward. And then this one was 𝕃'𝕌ℕ𝔼, which is about good news, but it did land in 𝕃'𝕼. But I do see wonderful news coming for you. You are going to flip this around. I think just that they come out, there's obviously a message, and I think that ultimately we turn negatives into positive. We have that capability, but it's going to be through rest again, and through honing into your psychic abilities, honing into your intuition, honing into just getting to know yourself and tap into your energies more, and healing and wisdom. But that is where I'm going to leave this. I thank you so much for being a part of my journey and welcoming me to be a part of your journey as well. And until next time, lovely folk.